We think that the race will tighten just because that's what happens at the end of.
We've got them just
Bill, I just want the record to be clear.
No rescues.
Okay.
And now,
we need
all
someone
bailouts,
who can
all
handle
rescues.
this.
It's getting so bad that even
Sean
Senator McCain's running mate denounced his tactics last night.
19-year-old college student seeks informed women who are clear about how they are voting in the upcoming election. Tell me why I should vote your way. See what the peeps say.
My name is Renee, and I'm voting for Bob.
I'm Sherry Scott, and I'm voting for John McCain and Sarah Palin.
Hi, my name is Cherie, proud supporter of Barack Obama.
Hi, my name is Janelle, and I'm voting for John McCain.
I am Sam, I'm 19 years old, and I am a pre-med student. Right now, I just don't have a lot of time to really engage in the political process. I don't know who I'm voting for. And I know that there are so many issues at bay as a woman, as a young woman, as a college student that I need to take into consideration. And I need you all to really speak on behalf of your candidate and help me make that choice. What is the single most important determining factor as a woman in why I should choose your candidate? Why as a woman should I choose your candidate?
You know, I believe in the institution of marriage and marriage between a man and a woman, and I believe in life. You know, I don't believe in any, with the information that I have, I believe that there's only one instance where it would be okay to have an abortion. That would be if it comes down to the mother versus the child.
Of your values, then, you would impose your religious, moral, ethical boundaries onto someone else who might not believe what you believe?
Well, I'm not sure she's saying that. I think she's saying that when it comes down to a candidate, a choice of candidate, she's going to choose someone who's aligned with her. Who will then, in turn, appoint someone to the Supreme Court who will make these decisions for my child or for my body. Well, right, but at the same token, you would choose a libertarian candidate who would remove these restrictions, which is something that she's against. She doesn't have to have an abortion. I don't want to be paying for somebody who is overweight or unhealthy or has a different lifestyle than myself. I don't believe I should be picking up the premiums for someone who lives an unhealthy life.
You know, everybody can't go outside and go jogging in their neighborhood every day. Every neighborhood isn't necessarily the safest for jogging. So I just feel like there's a number of different pieces.
You know, I mean, my mother has MS. Nothing she did to get it. She has MS, and her drugs cost about $5,000 a month. A lot of Americans are in the same position that my family's in. They need help. The average American just truly does need help, I think. I think that when medicine that you need to pick up a glass, let's be honest. My mom's in a position where she doesn't have her medication. She has these tremors that make it impossible for her to hold a coffee cup. That's $5,000 a month. You know, where's my family going to find that if we don't have health care?
Well, and I think it's important to point out that you might be keeping your money short term with the Republican taxation plan, but long term, I'm not so sure. I mean, we're in a huge, huge deficit right now. Someone's got to pay that bill. That bill has got to come. That rooster's going to come home to roost.
We're going to make this very, very quick decision. And I have to say, with both candidates, I don't necessarily agree with the fact that they signed on to something that I didn't understand. Like, no one came here to explain that to me. But this is something that our children are going to have to be responsible for. The idea of spreading democracy, I think, is wonderful. But if, in fact, you put your own democracy in jeopardy in an attempt to spread democracy elsewhere, I don't know. I can't agree with that. You know, people just are not only just losing faith, but they're saying, you know, this doesn't make sense. And when I say I want this over, I want it over. And I think Barack Obama is really the only candidate that is responding to that. I mean, even George Bush now is saying, okay, we need to set some timetables, we need to set some limits. John McCain seems to be a bit out of touch.
We've already invested the money. Why not finish the job, get out of there clean?
Or why don't we invest in renewable energy here in America so we don't need to depend on foreign oil and we can stay out of the Mideast together and they can do whatever they need to do to each other and it won't affect us at all if we're not dependent upon foreign oil. Well, it's become a hotbed of terrorism now.
Yeah, and I think that I like the question that you raised. You know, why are we there in the first place? I think it was because it was a response for 9/11. Isn't that the reason why we went there in the first place? You know, yes, Obama wants to. You know, he wants to pull out. He wants to end the war, but does his plan necessarily mean that we're going to win it?
What is winning? Please
I think
explain
winning is
to me what
creating
winning a war
a society over there that is safe, that is pro-America, that is pro-Western. We shouldn't have been there, but we went. And so it's time for us to clean up our own mess.
But aren't we in a crisis? When the vets come home, what are they going to be coming home to?
What does that say to the young people who died over there, to their families? What are the young people who come back and who have seen things that John McCain, as a former war hero, knows, that he understands that they're coming back with these images in their head, and when you tell them, oops, that was a mistake, we're going to pull out and go back to your life, what does that say to them?
See, I think one of the things that Barack Obama has done that is really the most important piece is that he's inspired people not only in this country, but around the world. I think that the inspiration that the people have the power to be able to make changes, not that Barack Obama is going to do it himself, but that we all are invested with the power to make really good decisions, to be able to identify with each other, to be able to listen to each other, to make decisions that do not end in so many people dying. When we talk about people not dying in vain, part of that is not continuing to let other people die in vain.
Well, I have made my decision. I appreciate your time, your enthusiasm, your information, everything that you have bestowed upon me. And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You need to read this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Obama this morning wins the endorsement of the New York Times.
The president's not popular. He's just one of many Republicans who's staggering.
Someone in their 80s or 90s, they will say, I never thought I'd live to see the day.